What is up, you guys? BerryTCG here, back with another tournament recap. If you didn't know, I host a tournament every single week. It is the pre-release format, so if you're ever interested in testing out the new cards in the new format, just come on down to DuelVoyager.com, and if you do well, you'll be featured in my next video. But without any further ado, we're looking at Tortello, who won my tournament with Red Blue Ace. Now, his deck looks really good, but it also has a lot of new and different cards that I'm not used to seeing. First off, I just love this 4-cost Mr. 3 Galdino. Just being able to trash him, draw 2 cards, and then be able to stop one of your opponent's characters from attacking next turn is really strong. And then obviously the 5-cost Linlin is also fantastic, just drawing you 2 cards on play because your opponent is never going to make themselves trash 2. And this cool 6-cost ace is a fantastic addition because it's just a rush card, putting on some extra pressure and also being a body that can just attack without having to be on the field first, which is good against things like Xebec and also against the green Shanks. So great deck building out of Tortello, and congrats on first place. Let's just hop right into one of their games to check out their gameplay. While it might feel that Ace has a bit of a slow start, Xebec isn't able to actually build up a big field because Ace is able to drop their 6-cost Jozu down and bounce their Linlin, which is a huge piece of defense and offense for them. Sure, they got 2 cards in their hand, but now they don't even have it on the field. They don't have the extra counter. So Xebec is now building up from scratch again. They attach one to their leader, and then they're going to drop their 3-cost Buckingham Stussy this turn, which is able to stop the Jozu from attacking, but it's just not going to be enough anymore because they don't have that field that they were able to build up. This was the start to the end for Xebec, and Ace was able to build up their own field with their own 5-cost Linlin, which I think is really funny, but you can see that Ace's field was just too much for Xebec, and Xebec just wasn't able to climb back. It's only their 9-Dawn turn, and they already have very little defense. And in second place, we had another OP13 deck. This is Red-Green Luffy, piloted by Noah Sullivan 25. Congrats on second place, and it's funny because it looks like just your typical Red-Green Luffy build. There's not a lot of new cards from some of the new sets. Obviously, there is the new Thousand Sunny. It's a fantastic searcher that just gets any straw hat for you, and then every single turn just puts a Dawn onto your leader, so you're able to make extra use of your Dawn cards, and on most turns end up squeezing out an extra 2k counter. I know some builds disagree with this, but Noah plays 4 copies of the 10-cost Shanks. It is his favorite card, he tells me, just setting all of his Dawn as active, plus getting a 12k beat stick. He thinks that there's no better card in the game. And even though Luffy is very defensive, you can see that he's up against the Red Luffy actually, which is a very offensive deck. So Red-Green Luffy is already at 2 life cards, which is often not what they're going for. Typically they're able to keep 3 or even 4 Dawn cards up for at least quite a few turns. So Noah's best plan is to just clear his opponent's board. He's getting the Sanji off of the field. He's going to attack over that Luffy once he can, but his opponent wisely doesn't attack with his characters, knowing that that is exactly Luffy's plan. So instead he just throws down his 6-cost, which is able to set back his Dawn cards. Then he plays his event to search a card and get a Dawn card onto his leader, and then he plays another one and then attacks with his leader. So he still has 5 Dawn cards for defense, plus he has 2 7k swings, and he's throwing down this Usopp actually. So you can see just how easy it is for him to just build up his field while putting a ton of pressure, because this Luffy has double attack, so that's like really hard to handle. Obviously the Luffy doesn't really have blockers in their hand, they only have a few counters, so you can see how the game is going. Let me know in the comments below if you guys want to see me do more full coverage on one of these games. And coming in third place was Rocks.D.Xebec, played by Abligator. So thanks to everybody who came down to the tournament, and congrats to the 3 players who came in first through third place. And Xebec honestly keeps surprising me when I see it top the tournaments, because I truly think that it has such an obvious flaw, that it has so many bricks in the deck, that it's really hard to defend yourself. But clearly with the combination of the 5-cost Linlin, the 6-cost Newgate, as well as the 7-cost Shiki, not only do you have a ton of defensive resources, you also apply a ton of pressure on your opponent, because the Linlin starts at 7k base, the Newgate is an 8k and turns your leader into an 8k swing as well, and Shiki has character rush and can lower something by 3000 power, so it's really easy to clear your opponent's field, and then once he stays on the field, he can really help clear anything else afterwards as well. It's funny because the 10-cost Xebec is hardly a threat. I rarely see people drop it, and usually it's when they're in a winning position anyway. Granted, I have seen them win once with it by just filling up their field, but in any case, a really powerful game finisher that they have is their 0-cost event here that lets them rest one of their Dawn cards to give their Xebec unblockable. That means he's easily able to swing 14 into face once you have no more life cards, or they can be swinging 17 if they have a Newgate on the field, or for basically infinite power if they have their 10-cost on the field. One thing that I thought was really interesting about this deck was that they weren't playing the only one cost counter that this deck has. They were going more for consistency overall, which I think was a boon to them in the end, because getting that extra consistency was a lot more valuable in the end than just some extra 1k counters. I was even playing red ace, which I thought might have a good matchup against him because I'm very aggressive, but unfortunately I went first. I definitely want to go second, and I was a little new to this deck, so I made a few misplays, but that's not to take away from my opponent because Abligator still played very well. I could tell I was against a very strong and practiced opponent, and he was able to take advantage of every single one of my misplays, so good on him, and he was able to turn this game around right from the very beginning. Once he had that 6-cost Nugget on the field, I knew I was in a bit of trouble because I wasn't able to get it off the field like I wanted to. I'm only on my 7th on turn, so it's really hard to do a lot of damage to him. Plus, I only had some 6k swings. I thought I might as well attack with Rush here, but I felt like I didn't really do as much as I wanted on this turn. I was only able to get 2 cards out of his hand, and he still has a big field and he's able to make it even bigger here. So I was only hand looping myself. I think I should have let one of these aces go just to get the extra card in my hand and maybe see something different, because I needed to see something different in my hand. And once he started dropping these 7-cost Shikis, it was all over for me. So even though he wasn't able to get over my field this turn, he still had way too much pressure and I wasn't able to get over his bodies, and he was able to beat me in the end. So congrats again to Abligator, Noah S, and of course Tortello for winning the tournament. If you guys want to check it out, we host it on DuelVoyager.com. It's completely free to play, join, sign up, just head on down. And remember, if you do well, you'll appear in my next video. If you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to like and subscribe, but I'll see you guys next time.